Okay. Well, hello, friends. I don't know if you saw any of what was just on. We shall find out when we go back to look and see if there was anything recorded, but we had a little bit of a technical difficulty on this Wednesday, which is so apropos, and my hubs will be here in just a second, because of course our dog announced that she had to be taken promptly outside, and she would have continued to bark the whole time unless we would have taken her. So we've had a bit of a busy evening. We were meeting the kids out for a bite to eat, and then we were rushing back for this. But it's been one of those days. So I don't know how your Wednesday's been, but have you ever had one of those days like that everything goes wrong? In fact, not only did so many different things just go wrong throughout the day, it was a complete mess in many fronts. But to boot, as we're driving home to get home for the stream, I had a jury summons a few weeks ago. And so I was supposed to call the number tonight to see if I need to show up to City Hall tomorrow for jury duty. And when I called just a mere 10 minutes ago, it said, yes, you do. You need to show up. So that's where I'll be tomorrow in the morning with a book or two. And I have no idea how the rest of the day is going to go, but that's apparently going to be my day tomorrow. So this Wednesday has been quite one. So again, welcome to Philly. We're not usually this scattered, especially on a cocktail stream. I mean, our cocktail streams are like the most chill streams of all, but that is not to be today. So welcome. We hope that you have some yummies next to you that you can mix up with us. My hubs will be here in a second. He is directing the stream because it involves bourbon, which any of you that have been following me know that is not a liquor I enjoy. And so I have wine. So I love a good rosé. So, and I will tell you, while I enjoy the taste of a good rosé, I also think what attracts to me first is the beautiful color. So, oh, what do you have there? Oh, see, this is, as I was just saying, this is one of those days, and Hubs brought the doggy out to go potty, and I forgot to replace the bags. I'm so very sorry.
Sure you are.
I am sorry. So, you know, we live in the city, and so you need to make sure you have the bags attached to the leash, so that you can be a good owner and properly taking care of the mess of your dog.
Thank God she didn't poop.
And oh, yes. And I was thinking, when I was out there and I was on the last bag, I was thinking, don't forget.
So what'd you do?
And I forgot because I came in and I saw there was that box, that package, and I'm like, it was a heavy package, so there was some balancing involved. I was just telling, this has been quite a day.
It has been.
And I have to report for jury tomorrow. So before we go into this yummy drink of his, which I do not find as yummy because I don't like most of the ingredients, I went for a rosé, and this is one from Oregon, and it's called Vineyard Reserve Samuel Robert Winery. It's a Pinot Noir rosé. So I have not tasted it yet. I poured it, so I'm going to. Oh, it smells really good.
So you got the thing to work, I see.
Yes.
We hope.
It's working. I don't know what they saw beforehand. Hopefully it was nothing. And I'm too embarrassed to say what was wrong because I did figure out what was wrong.
What was wrong?
Our son would have absolutely.
Come on, tell us what was wrong.
I would have had a bajillion eye rolls from our son when he would have seen what I did wrong. It was a rookie mistake.
What'd you do wrong?
I have not.
You didn't plug it in.
I didn't plug in my camera.
Well, that'll do it.
I know.
It's tough for the
camera.
camera.
So we put it on and we're like, we don't see ourselves. What's going on? And it was the rookie mistake.
Well, you know.
And the only goodness is that he's not here to glare at me and eye roll at me because that is the worst punishment.
I'll text him later.
So let me just taste this first. This is from Oregon, a Pinot Noir rosé.
A Pinot Noir. Mm-hmm. What? It's pink.
Ooh.
A Pinot Noir rosé.
Oh, that's a lot more.
I didn't even know that was such a thing.
Generally, rosés aren't complex very much. This one's more complex. Taste that. I quite like that. It has like a spice to it even. Do you taste that?
Yeah. It's got like a
It's like a spice.
It does. It has a spice to it.
Oh,
Right?
I like that.
That's the way to
So
describe it.
I had a rosé earlier when we were out at dinner, and it was very, just like a great sit by the pool, drink a glass of rosé, super pale. This one is
That's got a little bit more to it.
Yeah. I think this would be really good, not because of spice. I'm not trying to match things, but I actually think this would be good with like pizza.
Yeah.
I think this would be a great one with pizza, especially in the warm months. So you are making a drink I do not care for or want in any fashion, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are going to be very interested in this. So what are you making
So I am
tonight?
making
And
a
you're off
Boulevardier.
camera.
I'm sorry.
And I have trouble saying this. What's it called?
Boulevardier.
Boulevardier?
I can't.
I want to say Boulevardier.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Boulevardier.
It's just a bourbon drink. So,
It's just bourbon.
So Boulevardier, I think it's from back in Paris, back in the 1920s, I think is when it was originally made. And I was looking it up. What was the bar's name? Macalhone's Bar. And
In Paris?
yeah, in that
I see.
neck of the woods. So, and it's very similar. There's a drink that I've made before and that I love called a Negroni, which pretty much has the same ingredients with the exception of gin for the bourbon. It can be made with bourbon or rye. Some people like it with rye, which is a little bit spicier. I'm going to do bourbon because I'm more of a bourbon fan than a rye fan, but not severely.
Can you tell he's a bourbon fan? This is a man who really does not like bourbon. I'll tell you that much.
That's one of.
I just noticed that. Didn't you just?
No, I've had this for a long period of time. I have a number of bourbons.
Was that one that someone had gifted you, or is that one?
No, that was one
you...
that I bought.
Okay.
So.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Anyway,
interrupt.
so we're using Russell's Kentucky Straight Bourbon, 10 years old, and it's good bourbon, mid-price bourbon. So
You've never gone on a bourbon tasting.
I have not. Well, that's not true. So remember, we did the Philadelphia Magazine did this. They have like a whiskey event.
In the height of the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, so we didn't go. So what they did is they did it virtually. And
On Zoom.
so you decided what brand you wanted. So we did Buffalo Trace. Glenn and I did that. And so they gave you 4 different types. It was Buffalo Trace, 1792, Eagles Rare, and then Sazerac Rye. And you sent money and they sent you a full bottle of each one.
It's a lot of bourbon.
It was awesome. And
I was getting a little worried that was all that we'd find in our liquor cabinet was bourbon, and I don't like bourbon, so that was going to be a problem.
So then
in the pandemic, mind you, I was like, great! I'm so glad we have bourbon. That's helpful.
So then you got them virtually with it, and they had the head distillery or person there, and you kind of walk through it, and he would tell you what you're tasting and some of the notes of the taste, and it was great. We had a great time. And then you could ask him questions, and it was just a really neat thing. And then I think they brought it back in person this year. We didn't go to it this year.
But you'd like to someday go to Kentucky
I'll do the
and
Kentucky,
do all that
Kentucky
stuff.
Bourbon Trail.
Yep.
One of these.
That'd be a good guy's trip.
Yeah.
Not a good wife trip.
No. And you know why? Because you don't like.
I wouldn't like that at all. He would like it because I could be the designated driver. That would make.
That's a really good point.
Make him happy.
You should go. You and I should go then. Anyway, so we're gonna make this. So the difference with the Negroni is.
Did you know today is National Kissing Day?
I did not know.
Did you know that? I knew that only because some of the people I follow said it's like National. I don't remember if it's National Kissing Day or it is like literally.
Does that have anything?
No, I was just thinking about that. I don't know. I digress. I apologize.
Anywho, so it's very similar to the Negroni with the exception of the bourbon in place of the gin, and that the quantity of the bourbon is a little bit higher. So the Negroni is 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 1 ounce. This is anywhere between 1 1/4 and 1 1/2 ounce so of course I will go 1 1/2 to 1 ounce to 1 ounce. So we're going to do that. So can I start?
Sure. Do you have ice in there?
Okay, I do. I have
Here,
ice
let's do this so they can see
I have ice in here
what you're doing.
already. I'll pop that. we'll go. My trusty measuring cup, which is embarrassing, but it works, and I don't care.
We need to get one of those in glass or something. Because I like the measurements it has on there. Although I do like the measurements on here, but it doesn't go up to full 2 ounces.
Just a little bit. Okay. And an ounce of Campari.
Oh!
Give it that nice.
Oh my goodness.
Bless you.
I haven't sneezed yet on stream.
There you go. You just did.
I know.
So my wife has got just the most awesome sneeze. She didn't do it there, but she has a sneeze that she sounds like a squirrel. It's just like, she didn't do it there. That was a real sneeze. All right, and then so the Campari and the sweet vermouth. So just an ounce of the sweet vermouth, an ounce of the Campari. And I did an ounce and a half of the bourbon. So then what they say is to stir it. So we're going to give it a nice stir in the glass without the
You need to get you one of those stirring glasses.
We do. I didn't have a stirring glass.
Wait, can I show you? We've watched some pros. They do this thing like with their they do this thing with their fingers where they have the spoon go around the edges, and it looks really cool.
It does. But we don't have that.
We don't have that. We need to. That would be a good Christmas present. Yeah. There we go.
So we're
stirred.
going to do. Thank you very much.
Properly stirred.
So we're going to do a block of ice today.
Mm-hmm.
So a block of
By the way,
ice.
if you're joining us, please say hello because we would love to say hi back. And also don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the cooking or cocktail streams. And be sure to like them.
And just remember it's National Kissing Day.
And remember it's National Kissing Day.
Whatever the heck that means.
It's a shame it's not Mistletoe Day too, right?
It is. Okay, so that's been well stirred. Pour it over, so it's got that
It is a pretty color.
A nice red drink. So what I've noticed about this is that it's a very warm drink, so it's probably not the greatest drink to have when it's 93 degrees out and about 80% humidity.
But some of our friends who are watching, they might be experiencing beginnings of winter.
Yes.
Not everyone is in summer.
So, but that's where it's different from me.
Anyone from Australia, I believe you're experiencing some winter.
You've got.
Oh, you didn't have.
And so then you take an orange twist, get the juices out, garnish with that, and that
Looks very pretty.
is a pretty drink.
Look, they're actually similar colors. Yours is more orange.
So it's a pretty drink.
That's a pretty drink. How's
Cheers.
it taste? Cheers.
See? Very good. So good. You should taste it.
I'll be the judge.
Watch the face here.
It's not as bad as it usually is. You know why? I will tell you, you've all seen my face. I give quite the faces. There's something, I don't care for bourbon, and I don't really care for Campari, but somehow with the mix of them, there's enough sweetness. I think the sweet vermouth, it isn't so appalling to me as other ones.
Wow.
I still don't know that I would drink that.
Did you like the Negroni?
No, I feel like that one was more appalling.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Appalling. Wow.
It wasn't on my taste buds the right way. That one was just more sweeter. So, and you didn't put any syrup in there, right?
No,
It was
no,
just
it's very simple.
interesting.
So that's the great thing about the drink. It's obviously you can drink, you can
That
make
one
it
is
very
sweeter.
quickly.
Like that one's a sweeter, not like in a saccharine way, but that's just.
But you see how it's got that kind
It
of
almost
that
is
rich,
more balanced.
that
It is a
rich,
richer
warm,
one,
that warm taste.
but it isn't like hit your bourbon. And maybe is it just the Russell? Is Russell a smoother bourbon?
No, I mean it's a smooth bourbon, but I don't think it's that.
I was expecting that to knock my socks off, and I mean, like in a bad way. And
it's a again a great drink in the fall and the winter, but tasty.
do you know when you
tasty
first
right
had it?
I don't.
Like, was it at this on Fix It For You? Or
No,
did you
I
have
think
at a
it was at a
or bar?
restaurant. It was at a restaurant
Okay.
or a bar, one of the two. So somebody was probably having, and I said, I'll take one. So
One thing I will say that I've noticed is with the different cocktail streams we've done is that there are a lot of repetitive ingredients. So I do think if you look at some of our streams and kind of keep track of the different ingredients, you'll find that many are repeated in other recipes. Yep. And so that helps you create your kind of your core liquor cabinet, so you'll know like what you can have that can help make a variety of different drinks.
Well, and that's always the challenge, is when you're looking at, like a drink recipe, you're like, oh God, I don't have that, I don't have this. But, and we did that with probably sweet vermouth and Campari or, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you go out and you buy them and you realize that they kind of mix and match with other things. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, by the way, this weekend, I'm not doing my cooking stream on Saturday or Sunday. I'm doing it on Friday. I expect that for the summer, I'll be doing most of my cooking streams on Fridays. I will, of course, let you all know on Twitter, so be sure to follow me on Twitter, Philly Live, where I always keep you updated on my schedule, changes to my content, new content, all that kind of stuff. So make sure and follow me there. Plus, the food Twitter is just the loveliest place, and so we always are sharing lots of great dishes, recipes, what we're eating right now, what we're drinking right now, those kinds of things. But Friday, I'm making another one of my grandma's recipes.
Are you making the moons?
The moons, yes.
Which are what? I don't remember.
So they're like a little cake. So it's almost like a little. If I recall, it's been a long time since I've had one. I feel like the cake is more like the cake of a coffee cake as opposed to like a vanilla buttercream cake. I am using cake flour, and I'll be sharing the recipe list tomorrow on Twitter, which is why Twitter is important. And it's very simple, though. It's very simple ingredients. There's no frosting. I'll be cutting them after it's baked. I'll be cutting them into circles and then into crescents. And the topping has walnuts. And I actually always felt like maybe there was cinnamon, but there isn't cinnamon at the topping. It's just crushed walnuts. So it's very, very
easy to make then?
Yeah, very, very simple. So, but it's something that she used to bring all the time for different gatherings. And they're great because what's nice about them is that there's no frosting to melt off. There's no, in the 7-year cake, which is one of her like renowned recipes, it has meringue, and meringue, as you know, can wilt, but they're very sturdy because they're simple. So they're great for traveling places. They're great, and actually they're great little finger because they're bite size. Well, not bite size, they're more like 2 or 3 bite, but they're small, so they're great for like showers. Right. Or different events where people can just pick it up and take it and go. So that will be on Friday. And then next week, we're not having a cocktail stream. We are having a takeout stream, another review with a restaurant in the area that's newer this year called Cray Taste. It's kind of, it's I think it's in Market in Old City. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a Southern soul food.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
So I'm very excited to try some of those things.
Cool.
So that will be what's up, and then we'll be taking a break because we are going to visit Asheville. So we are going to be exploring a city. And so again, if you follow me on Philly Live Twitter, you will, I'm sure I'll be sharing some pictures from Asheville and some, not everything we do, but I'll be sharing some of the things we do, especially the restaurants we're eating. I'm sure I'll have a couple of food shots from different places. There's a lot of great eating there, so I'm very excited.
Somebody we met recently has a friend who is does something with breweries down in the Asheville area. So blogger,
so there's breweries. There's so much to see. So we are going to be. I'm excited. We're going to be hiking. We're going to be it's going to be a really fun trip. Yeah. So during that time, I will not be doing any streaming, and so when we stream Cray Taste next week, I'll be letting everyone know when we'll be back. It actually does show on my schedule when we'll be back on Twitter. So I hope your hump day was not as troublesome as ours was before you came up from...
Did you give them the
Well, I didn't go into all the details, but I explained how today was just one of those days where everything was going wrong. So it was no surprise that the stream was was glitching. But
The
all's
dog
well.
was barking
And the
at
dog
us.
was barking at us. She's old. She's 12 and a half, and when she has to go, she just has to go, and she's like going to let you know it. So, so it's one of those days, but it is almost over, and then I have jury duty. So how fun is that?
You have fun with that.
So thank you.
Civic duty.
I know. It's just, I'm feeling I'm sitting with my book and my phone for many hours in the basement somewhere. So it is what it is. But I hope this stream finds you having a great week and knowing that there's just 2 more days to the end of the week. And if you took off Friday, there's just 1 more day. So cheers to you.
Cheers.
Cheers to you. And may, you gave me a kiss on kissing day. Oh, that was very nice. And cheers to you. And may your week go fast and your weekend be great. And thank you for joining us. Until we see you again, hopefully I'll see you on Friday at 11 a.m. for my cooking stream. Have a great rest of your week.
Cheers.
And you too have a great rest of your week.
Cheers.